यामिमां पुṣpitāṁ vācaṁ pravadanty avipaścitaḥ veda-vāda-ratāḥ pārtha nānyad astīti vādinaḥ kāmātmānaḥ svarga-parā janma-karma-phala-pradām kriyā-viśeṣa-bahulāṁ bhogaiśvarya-gatiṁ prati.
Men of small knowledge are very much attached to the flowery words of the Vedas, which recommend various fruitive activities for elevation to heavenly planets, result in good birth, power, and so forth. Being desirous of sense gratification and opulent life, they say that there is nothing more than this.
Commentary by Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada of Gaudiya Sampradaya. People in general are not very intelligent, and due to their ignorance, they are most attached to the fruitive activities recommended in the karma-kanda portions of the Vedas. They do not want anything more than sense-gratificatory proposals for enjoying life in heaven, where wine and women are available and material opulence is very common. In the Vedas, many sacrifices are recommended for elevation to the heavenly planets, especially the Jyotishtoma sacrifices. In fact, it is stated that anyone desiring elevation to heavenly planets must perform these sacrifices, and men with a poor fund of knowledge think that this is the whole purpose of Vedic wisdom. It is very difficult for such inexperienced persons to be situated in the determined action of Krishna consciousness. As fools are attached to the flowers of poisonous trees without knowing the results of such attractions, unenlightened men are similarly attracted by such heavenly opulence and the sense enjoyment thereof. In the Karmakanda section of the Vedas it is said, those who perform the 4-month penances become eligible to drink the somarasa beverages to become immortal and happy forever. Even on this earth, some are very eager to have somarasa to become strong and fit to enjoy sense gratifications. Such persons have no faith in liberation from material bondage, and they are very much attached to the pompous ceremonies of Vedic sacrifices. They are generally sensual, and they do not want anything other than the heavenly pleasures of life. Commentary by Sri Vishwanatha Chakravarti Thakur of Gaudiya Sampradaya. This verse speaks of the persons with wavering intelligence, involved in sakma karma, who are very dull-witted. They speak excellently pleasant words of the Vedas which are like a poisonous flowering plant. Since their consciousness has been deluded by those words, they are not endowed with fixed intelligence. They speak words about various rites giving many results in terms of power and enjoyment, words which give good results of action in terms of birth. Commentary by Sri Ramanuj of Sri Sampradaya. The ignorant, whose knowledge is little, and who have as their sole aim the attainment of enjoyment and power, speak the flowery language that is, having its flowers, show only as fruits, which look apparently beautiful at first sight. They rejoice in the letter of the Vedas that is, they are attached to heaven and such other results, promised in the Karmakanda of the Vedas. They hanker for heaven, that is, think of the enjoyment of the felicities of heaven, after which one can again have rebirth, which offers again the opportunity to perform varied rites devoid of true knowledge and leads towards the attainment of enjoyments and power once again. With regard to those who cling to pleasure and power, and whose understanding is contaminated by that flowery speech relating to pleasure and lordly powers, the aforesaid mental disposition characterized by resolution will not arise in their samadhi. Samadhi here means the mind. The knowledge of the self will not arise in such minds. Hence, in an aspirant for liberation, there should be no attachment to rituals out of the conviction that they are meant for the acquisition of objects of desire only. Commentary by Sri Sridhara Swami of Rudra Sampradaya. One may wonder why is it that living entities filled with desire fail to relinquish even desires which are very difficult to fulfill and adhere in fixed determination to surrendering their actions to the Supreme Lord? This is now being answered that they are dull-witted of limited understanding who consider heaven as the highest attainment. Why do they talk such nonsense? Because they are of dull wits and limited understanding. The reason for their dull wits is that they are enamored by the panegyric euphemisms of the scriptures. Words like everlasting happiness, eternal life, resurrection, and immortality are very appealing to those of limited understanding. With these thoughts motivating them, they perform every actions for the attainment of these goals, believing they can be attained independent of the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Commentary by Sri Keshava Kashmiri of Kumara Sampradaya. Why is it that the scholars who have studied the Vedas so fastidiously fail to possess the resolute intelligence? It is because they could not comprehend the essence of the Vedic scriptures, and subsequently they missed understanding the true purport of the Vedas. This Lord Krishna emphasizes with the word avipaścitaḥ, meaning the ignorant who are not knowledgeable are attracted to flowery descriptions in the Vedas, even as a beautiful flowery creeper may be attractive although it is poisonous. But these living entities are ignorant and not actual scholars of Vedanta because they are only devoted to those parts of the Vedas which help them secure material opulence in this life and the next. Such statements like by performing some ritual one can obtain imperishable merit, or by drinking soma nectar one can become immortal, etc. Their conception of devotion is being devoted to pursuing heavenly delights, and they even foolishly argue that there is nothing more beyond the rewards of heavenly pleasures to attain. Why is this so for them? It is because their minds are obsessed by desires due to addiction to material pleasures experienced by contact with the senses of taste, touch, seeing, hearing, and smelling. Commentary by Sri Adi Shankaracharya of Advait Sampradaya. Pārtha, O son of Pratha, those devoid of one-pointed conviction, who utter this flowery talk, which is going to be stated, which is beautiful like a tree in bloom, pleasant to hear, and appears to be meaningful, sentences that can be called really meaningful are only those that reveal the self. Who are they? They are people who are undiscerning, of poor intellect, i.e., non-discriminating, who remain engrossed in the utterances of the Vedas. In the Vedic sentences which reveal many panegyrics, fruits of action, and their means, and who declare, are apt to say that nothing else, God, liberation, etc., exists, apart from the rites and duties conducive to such results as attainment of heaven, etc. And they are kāmātmānaḥ, have their minds full of desires, i.e., they are swayed by desires, they are, by nature, full of desires, and, svarga-parā, have heaven as the goal. Those who accept heaven, svarga, as the supreme, pārtha, human goal, to whom heaven is the highest, are svarga-parā. They utter that speech which janma-karma-phala-pradām promises birth as a result of rights and duties. The fools who utter that speech move in the cycle of transmigration. This is the idea.